In this video, we're going to be going over our setup position for our irons. So we're going to start with kind of our mid iron. So I have an 8 iron here. And again, similar to our driver, we're going to be looking at our posture, our balance. We want to make sure we have the alignment, our ball position. We want to make sure that we have all those things in place. So with your deliberate practice sessions, again, with your irons, no matter how long that we've been doing this for, we're going to start off the start of every deliberate practice session, that 30-minute block each week, with our setup, again, using our alignment sticks or our golf clubs down. We have one down for our target line and then one down for our ball position. And like always, when we're doing this, we want to make sure that we have our mirror so that we can see our setup position, so we can make sure that we can make those tweaks, and what we see is what we're feeling is what we're seeing as well too. So for our setup position here with this, we want to start again just placing the club head right behind the ball in line with our target. Our stance width for our mid irons, it's going to be probably just about grip length or just a little bit wider. So you could even put a club down on the ground just to make sure that you have the right width. And our ball position is going to be the middle of our stance here. We're going to do a little rock, that heel to toe. We want to find that nice middle balance, right? So find that middle point. And then we want that nice neutral posture, right? So chest up, our shoulders will pull back. We're going to arch that low back. We're going to round the low back. We're going to arch it. And then we're going to find that neutral in the middle. Now our core is nice and engaged, and we want to keep that. Our arms should just hang comfortably down in front of us, just kind of like spaghetti noodles, right? And then that's where we want them to be when we grip the club. So now we're in that nice setup position. From here, we can have a look at our mirror so that we can visually see that, make sure that we don't have that, round, that big C posture, or we don't have that big S posture, that we have a nice neutral spine there with that. So again, every practice session is going to start this way. A little bit of a difference with our longer irons. The only thing that's going to change is kind of that ball position. Everything else is going to be the same. Ball position, stance width, just a little bit. So our stance width is going to be just in between our mid iron and our driver. So again, if you remember, our driver was our inside heel is just on the outside of our hips, right? So we're going to be just in a little bit from there, but just a little bit wider than the length of our grip. We're going to have our club just down for our alignment. We're going to do our little rock back and forth, right? Find that nice neutral low back, and then our arms are just hanging down nice and relaxed. Okay, so then we want to step away, and then we're going to step back into it. Once you get comfortable with it, if you have the ability to hit some shots, if you're on a simulator, or if you have a practice net at home, range, you can do that as well too. So I just want to show you that same setup position here from down the line. Again, we have our mirror so that we can see our setup there, starting with our mid irons. Again, right, placing the club so that our face is right behind the ball. We're going to be roughly about that grip width, length apart. Ball's right in the middle of our stance. We get that nice little rock back and forth, find that balance, right? We're going to arch the low back, round it, arch, find that neutral, and then our arms are just going to hang just like spaghetti noodles, down nice and relaxed. Okay, so that's our starting position there, our setup position. Again, the only thing that's going to change for our setup for our longer irons, again, is just going to be that stance width as well as our ball position. It's just going to be a little bit more in between the middle of our stance and that front of that lead foot. It's the only difference between the two. Posture, balance, everything else is going to remain the same for us.